Should older drivers be forced to retake driving tests? Now, before anyone gets defensive, this conversation isn't about disrespect, because experience matters. Older drivers often have decades of road knowledge, patience, and awareness that younger drivers simply don't. But there's another side to the debate. Reaction times change. Eyesight changes. Confidence changes. Modern road systems change. And with smart motorways, new highway code rules, cyclist priority updates, and increasingly complex junctions, some people argue that many drivers, not just older ones, are struggling to keep up. So today, we're discussing one of the most controversial driving topics of all. Automobiles, should older drivers be retested? And we'll break down 10 key areas of driver competence that raise serious questions about safety, confidence, and modern driving ability. 1. Reaction times naturally slow with age. This is simply biology. Even healthy drivers can experience slower reaction times over time. And on modern roads, milliseconds matter, especially on motorways, roundabouts, and high-speed junctions. The difficult truth? Experience helps anticipation, but reaction speed still affects emergency situations. 2. Eyesight becomes more important than ever. Night driving has become harder for many older drivers. LED headlights, rain glare, poor visibility, and fast-moving traffic all increase visual pressure. And many people don't realize how much their eyesight has changed until a close call happens. 3. Modern road layouts confuse experienced drivers. Roads today don't look like roads from 30 years ago. Smart motorways, cycle priority lanes, floating bus stops, complex spiral roundabouts. Many experienced drivers learn under completely different systems, and adapting to rapid change isn't always easy. 4. Mirror and blind spot checks often become weaker over time. Years of comfortable driving can create overconfidence. Some drivers stop doing full mirror routines consistently. Others struggle physically with shoulder checks due to mobility limitations. And blind spot mistakes can become extremely dangerous very quickly. 5. New highway code updates caught many drivers off guard. Pedestrian priority changes shocked many drivers, especially those taught very different rules decades ago. And here's the reality. Millions of people never reopen the highway code after passing their test. So should drivers be expected to relearn new rules periodically? That debate is growing louder. 6. Motorway confidence declines for some older drivers. Fast-moving traffic feels very different today. Smart motorways, variable speed limits, lane closures, and heavy congestion create huge mental pressure. Many older drivers quietly avoid motorways altogether because they no longer feel comfortable. But some continue driving despite struggling with confidence. 7. Junction decision-making becomes more stressful. Modern junctions demand rapid decisions. Cyclists, pedestrians, lane markings, traffic signals, sometimes all at once. And hesitation can become just as dangerous as aggression. 8. Technology inside cars now overwhelms many drivers. Cars used to be simpler. Today, many vehicles feel like computers on wheels. Touchscreens, driver assistance systems, navigation prompts, warning alerts. For some drivers, all that information becomes mentally exhausting. 9. Pride stops some drivers from admitting difficulties. This part is emotional. Driving represents freedom, independence, identity, and admitting reduced confidence can feel deeply personal, which means some people continue driving even when they know something feels wrong. Not because they're reckless, but because giving up driving feels like losing part of life itself. 10. Experience still makes older drivers safer in many ways. And this is important. Older drivers are not automatically dangerous. In fact, many are calmer, less aggressive, and more patient than younger drivers. Experience teaches anticipation. Patience reduces risk-taking. And younger drivers statistically take more dangerous risks overall. So the issue isn't simply age. It's competence, the real debate. This conversation becomes controversial because both sides have valid arguments. Some people believe mandatory retesting protects lives. Others believe it unfairly targets older drivers while ignoring reckless younger motorists. And then there's the biggest question of all. If retesting exists for older drivers, should everyone be retested periodically? Because honestly, many younger drivers would struggle too. Final thought. Driving safely isn't about ego. It's not about how long you've had a license. And it's not about age alone. It's about awareness, adaptation, honesty. The roads evolve constantly, and every driver, young or old, has a responsibility to evolve with them. Final question. If reaction time naturally slows with age, at what point should safety matter more than driving independence? That's the question dividing people everywhere. And there's no easy answer. But it's a conversation society is going to face more and more in the future. If this discussion made you think, subscribe for more driving debates, highway code breakdowns, and road safety conversations that challenge assumptions. Share this video with friends and family, especially drivers with strong opinions on this topic. And down in the comments, do you think older drivers should be retested, or should driving competence matter more than age?